Hi, I'm Josh. I'm a volunteer photographer at Chicago Animal Care and Control. And I'm inviting you to come join us.
I'm Kelly Gandersky, Executive Director of Chicago Animal Care and Control. An open intake municipal shelter, such as CACC, means that we have to take in every animal that comes through the door, be it stray or unwanted, and we intake approximately 16,000 animals a year. That's different from a rescue facility in the sense that we don't have a choice of what we take in. A rescue facility limits their intake or manages their intake so they can really decide which animals they take in. Every animal saved is another kennel or a cage that is freed up. Because we don't have a choice of what we take in, sometimes euthanasia is necessary where the animal is too sick, injured, too behaviorally unsound, or in certain circumstances where space at the shelter becomes an issue. We also provide a low-cost euthanasia service for owners whose animals are suffering or at the end of life. While we have succeeded in placing over 90% of animals in Chicago into shelter or homes, it takes a Chicago-wide community effort involving rescue groups, residents to adopt, and responsible owners who spay, neuter, and microchip their pets so that we can reduce the number of animals coming in.
I work as a counselor.
My name is Christine, and I work in finance.
My name is Ed. I'm a data analyst.
My name is Karen, and I'm retired.
My name's Allison, and I'm a medical social worker.
My name is Andrew. I was a commodities trader for 30 years.
Whitney, and I work in hotel sales.
My name is Emma, and I'm an account manager for a decal company.
My name is Anna. I'm a sales account manager.
And I'm Randy, and I'm an attorney.
Rebecca, and I'm retired.
My name is Stacy, and I'm self-employed.
My name is Kevin, and I'm a business development manager.
My name is Jamie, and I work for a broker-dealer in financial crimes.
My name is Carrie Espasto.
My name is Barbara. Tomorrow's my birthday, and I'm going to be 80 years old.
I think there is such a variety of reasons.
A lot of people's life circumstances change and they are no longer able to care for their animals, so they end up having to drop them off here.
One of them is definitely socioeconomics. It's not that simple to move if your landlord one day decides that they don't want your dog or your cat.
Oftentimes, it's a situation of financial insecurity.
Dogs get out of yards and end up stray because they don't have identification, microchips, collars, tags, and nobody knows that the CACC exists.
Because there's a lot of backyard breeding and it's not controlled or regulated.
I believe most of the dogs, unfortunately end up here at no fault of their own.
An animal is a part of your family and they're meant to be with you forever.
The shelter is only open from 12 to 7, and for those 15 or so hours in between, the dogs are not getting walked, and so they really need volunteers to come here during that short window of time.
We need volunteers to help walk dogs, of course. We also need volunteers to help keep the dogs as enriched as possible during their time at the shelter.
Volunteers provide socialization. They give dogs and cats additional attention and stimulation that they would otherwise not receive.
We provide the dogs a second chance.
I've been volunteering at the shelter since about 2005. When I first started volunteering, there was just not many people down here, so I just saw that there was a real need and a real lack of volunteers. That still seems to be the case today.
Because the dogs here are amazing. The dogs here have often survived situations of complex trauma, extreme neglect, and abuse, and their resilience is amazing to experience.
I started volunteering at Animal Care Control because I figured that a lot of people thought it was a scary place, but being here, volunteering, I got done my social media, I show people all the great animals that we have here, and you really do make a really big impact.
I volunteer because I enjoy being around dogs. I find their acceptance is amazing.
When I was seeking out a place to spend my time and volunteer within animal welfare, I truly wanted to be a part of the community.
I volunteer because I met someone who talked about playgroup, and I thought that was a fantastic idea, and I started doing that, and I'm still here.
The best thing for me to see is a scared dog or a nervous dog come back to life, when knowing that my volunteering helps provide that dog, that opportunity.
I volunteer at Animal Care and Control with cats. I work with the adult cats that need in-kennel enrichment because for cats, their illness or their stress manifests into illness, and that makes a healthy cat become urgent medically. I also work with the bottle babies that need to eat every 2 to 3 hours or they risk starvation. This makes every second count in order to take pictures, videos, so that we can network those cats out to rescues and fosters.
I remember that day very vividly. There was a dog named Guapo, probably a big 80-pound pit bull, gray and white, and I've never met a pit bull before, and they were out in the lawn, and he was just, every vision that I had of a pit bull changed in that moment when he came in and sat in my lap, started licking my face. That was 7 years ago, and I remember it as though it's yesterday.
The first time was my volunteer orientation, and I remember the desperation I felt when walking around the pavilion and seeing the dogs was a bit overwhelming, but I had a tremendous sense of belonging, and I still do.
It was really overwhelming, honestly, seeing all the people dropping off their animals and talking to people who were really sad to leave their animals here, and I really wanted to the best of my ability, help them and assure them that their animals were going to be well taken care of.
Yes, I remember it like it was yesterday. Someone sent me a picture of a dog who needed to have a home right away.
She called me, asked if I could leave work and come and meet her and the dog at the shelter. We fostered him that day and ended up adopting him 3 months later.
I think it just was a matter of not being exposed to pit bull type dogs before. I don't think I necessarily had a negative opinion, but I just hadn't been around very many. And as soon as I started volunteering here, I was around a lot of them and immediately got one and took one home and fostered and ended up with some great dogs.
It has, and I like them more. I have 2 of them.
I didn't know there were so many varieties. You know, they're not just big and blocky head, they're skinny, they're medium sized, they come in every color. I kind of want one in every color for my house.
Absolutely, 1,000%. All you hear are the stories and the rumors and whatever else, and so unless you actually come and do and see, you don't know, and so I did. I came and did and saw, and yes, they are not the dogs that they are portrayed to be.
Yes, definitely. Honestly, when I started volunteering here, one of the things I realized very quickly was that I was in fact scared of the dogs here. And that's something that I didn't realize about me. I was scared when I walked through the pavilions, and it took me probably a couple months to overcome that. But when I did overcome it, it was honestly a very empowering experience. And not only in how, I relate with dogs, but also in my professional life, in my social life, I honestly feel like I gained confidence and power in almost everything I did.
Absolutely. Long before I became executive director, I fell in love with one and became a foster failure. And this was my boy Gatsby, and this is the life that he was living afterwards.
A dog named Cheesy, but he started succumbing to the stress of this environment. We worked with him, and I knew what a great dog he was outside. Once we got him outside, he was just an awesome dog, and eventually we were able to find a perfect home for him, and he's living happily ever after.
Beauregard was a senior and blind black cat. He made an impact on me because when you stopped petting him, he was alone again.
A court case dog named Samurai. He was about 100-pound pit bull mix that I worked with and trained.
And my most memorable was a court case dog named Opus. He was one of those dogs that probably had a pretty rough life.
I think my most memorable experience was my first time volunteering here. There was a dog who was surrendered. He was like a 12-year-old German Shepherd, and he just kept running towards the parking lot. No matter what I did, he had all of his attention on the parking lot because German Shepherds are very attached to their people. And it broke my heart, but he ended up finding a home, and that really inspired hope in me that these dogs can have positive outcomes.
Foster.
Sponsor.
Volunteer.
Donate.
Educate.
We need you.
The animals need you.
Come and join us.
I'm Max.
I'm Emily. Come join us.
Hi, I'm Mark.
I'm Jamie. Come join us.
For more information on becoming a volunteer, click the link below. And thank you.